Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and welcome to the long overdue second episode of Cubing Competition Stories. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the most satisfying podium of my entire life, which was the 4x4 podium at Sino-Cubics 2020. That's basically the reason I'm solving a 4x4 in the background, but anyways. So before the competition, I was pretty sure I would podium. There were only 3 4x4 solvers who averaged under a minute, and the 4th best solver averaged close to 110 or 115. However, Bhargav Narsiman out of nowhere turned up at the competition and registered on the spot, which hurt my chances of podiuming 4x4 by a lot. Therefore, we were 4 4x4 solvers who all could podium. Unfortunately, I was objectively the worst out of the 4. And at that moment I realized I really needed to step up my 4x4 game if I wanted to podium. Parth Surelia, one of my best friends from Gujarat, was also at the competition, and before 4x4 began, we decided to race. And during this race, Parth beat me in almost every solve. He was getting sub 50s while I was barely getting 58 and 59. And this was a really big blow to me, as Siddharth and Bhargav had already confirmed the top 2 spots. And on that day, Parth was averaging 10 seconds faster than me, therefore I was worried that I would lose out on my 4x4 podium. On this day, Parth and I were in completely different heats. He was solving much before me, so therefore I would find out about his average a lot earlier and then try to beat that. And after his average, he came up to me and told me that he got a 1 flat average because of 2 pops and he had a counting 105. I was really sad for him, but on the inside I was also a little happy because I had a much better chance to podium now. I realized that I could get sub 1 4x4 solves easily provided I did not mess up. So the only thing I was focusing on when I went up to solve was not messing up any of my solves. And as the 4x4 round got closer and closer, I got more and more nervous, hoping I would not mess up at all. When my name was called out for the first solve, I went up to my solving station and took at least 30 seconds to calm myself down before I told the judge I was ready. Most people don't know that you have an entire minute to calm yourself down until you have to tell the judge you're ready. Therefore, this can be a handy tip for future competitions in case you're anxious about the competition. And as I was doing my first solve, I was turning significantly slower than usual. The only thing that was flowing through my brain was, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. Due to all of this, I pulled out a 54 on the first solve, which I was pretty happy about, but I knew that I had 4 other solves to go and I needed to remain calm like this. Satisfied with the good start, I went in with a better state of mind for the second solve. I pulled out a 57 on the second solve, which was also really good, and I knew now that I had a counting 57, which made my chances a lot better. And so when I went up to solve the third scramble, I felt a lot happier and a lot more confident. This made me pull out a 55, which was really good. At this rate, I realized that another sub 1 would just basically confirm my podium and would confirm a pretty good average for me overall. And so going into the 4th scramble, I was a bit more nervous than the 2nd and 3rd scramble, and I turned a little slower than usual as well. However, it all paid off and I pulled out a 55.87, which basically guaranteed my podium and guaranteed a really good average for me. And so when I went up for the last scramble, I was so much happier and so much more confident. I decided to turn a lot faster for this last scramble because I knew that it wouldn't affect my average either way. But it did pay off pretty nicely because I got a 50.7 single, which guaranteed me a 55.51 average, which was really good for me considering how nervous I was. It was a great feeling to podium with such a respectable average, and despite it being only the first event of the day, I felt a lot more confident about the rest of the events and I was quite satisfied with my performance overall. This just goes to show anyone can hold their nerves in times like these, and even if it looks impossible to podium in hindsight, in future anything can change and you might have a better chance to podium. Overall, Sino-Cubics 2020 was one of my best competitions overall and definitely my best one in terms of results. This is why the 4x4 podium at Sino-Cubics 2020 was the most satisfying podium of my life. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and bye. Enjoy the rest of the solve.